Today, I will go over a complete in-depth guide on anime Vanguards covering the new content within Update 0.5 and past content for those still new to the game. Make sure to like and subscribe for more informational guides like this. Let's get into the video. One of the things that I find enjoyable is how many free rewards we get compared to past tower defense games. This game I would say is pretty free-to-play friendly because of all the rewards you can get. Daily rewards can give you a total of 1,600 gems, which is a pretty good way to get gems daily. Speaking about daily rewards, there are also daily and weekly quests that you can do. You can also get even more gems, gold, and trait rerolls. Battle Pass. By playing the game, you can get XP, which gives you tiers of the Battle Pass. After each tier, you get a lot of rewards, including gems and rerolls like mentioned before. And until level 30, you get an exclusive unit, which is actually pretty good. NPCs. In the Anime Vanguards lobby, there are a bunch of NPCs. The NPCs give you gems, giving you a brief tutorial on what they are used for. Specifically, NPCs like Genos. After you obtain a new unit from the banner, you could get extra gems. One thing I would like to mention here is if you were to evolve a mythical unit, it will also count as a new unit, giving you even more gems if you go ahead and talk to Genos. Another notable NPC is Okabu. After you encounter and defeat a new enemy, your enemy index will fill up, giving you even more gems. Level milestones. In the lobby, if you go to the left side of the map, when you spawn in, you can see Gilgamesh. After every 5 levels, you can claim even more rewards, getting more gems, trait rerolls, and gold. Achievements. Achievements give a lot of great rewards. They give out trait rerolls. If you beat each act on Nightmare mode, you will get trait rerolls. If you beat all the acts on this stage in Nightmare mode, you get even more rewards, including more trait rerolls, gems, emotes, and a mount. Other achievements will give gems and also gold. Paragon achievements. Paragon achievements are similar to the story Nightmare achievements mentioned earlier. However, Paragon is a pretty challenging game mode, so I would recommend having at least some mythical units evolved before facing Paragon modes. After every 5 levels, you can get stat chips and super stat chips. Then, when you beat Wave 25 on Nightmare Paragon, you can get emotes, titles, gems, and trait rerolls. Units. In Anime Vanguards, there are a bunch of units that can be rare, epic, legendary, mythical, exclusive, and secret. At level 10, you start to get a chance to obtain shiny units and secret units on the banner. You can also filter units based off of rarity to sell them if you don't need that rarity of units. When you auto-sell or sell these units, you will get gold in return. Unfortunately, Anime Vanguards doesn't allow players to use their leftover units as XP resources. A unique system that they added to units is that units now have passives. Some might increase their damage over a set amount of time, some might buff themselves or others, and some might debuff the enemy. Next to the summon area, there is an NPC where you can ascend your units. You can ascend your units by getting another copy and the respected evolution material to increase their base stats by a bit. Evolving units. Before you can evolve a unit, you must gather their materials. You can gather essences from legend and challenge modes and also craft them on the crafting table. To get a unit-specific evolution material, you will need to play on the respected legend stage to get the materials you need. In the 0.5 update, developers released Demon Slayer characters, and in order to evolve them, you must do the raid in order to get their respective materials. When you evolve units, they get stronger, dealing more damage, getting more passives, and maybe an active ability. For example, a unit like Sun Jin-woo, if you were to evolve him, he would gain 35% more damage, 2 new passives, and an active ability. Traits. When you play the game and start to complete quests, achievements, and redeem codes, you will start to get trait rerolls. These trait rerolls will give you a trait that will increase your unit's performance. Stat rerolls. Similar to traits, when you play the game, you will naturally obtain stat chips and super stat chips. These chips will allow you to reroll a unit's stats, which can increase or decrease your unit's stats based on what stat ranking you get. All units have a stat potential. To get the max amount of stat potential, you would need to defeat 5,000 enemies. Having a lot of stat potential will increase the rarity of the stat you roll on. What I recommend for newer players is to roll on 100% stat potential using the stat chip until you get a Z stat or better. Stat chips reroll all your stats all at once instead of one at a time like super stat chips. The main reason why you would want Z over S mainly because it is better than S, and also S is pretty easy to get, and it's best to potentially get a Z stat or better. Though it is luck based, but this is what I would recommend. If you want to keep your S stats, then that's fine, but for me personally, I would rather get a Z stat or higher on my units. Here are some units to look out for when pulling. What I recommend to newer players is getting the most optimal units to get as a free-to-play noob. I want to mention that you can clear the early parts of content very well with any mythic unit. I'm just here to recommend what I believe is the best units to start off with. Vegeta Super. Vegeta Super is a very strong early placement unit. He is relatively cheap to place down, doing a lot of damage, and he's a multi-hit on placement. Evolving him is pretty easy for newer players, and his evolution makes him even better. Alligator. Alligator is a great support unit. I would recommend you use him in all your games. Alligator is a slow unit, being the only slow unit in any game makes him a great support unit for new players. Speedwagon. Speedwagon is your farm unit. Nothing more to mention about Speedwagon besides him making you a lot of money during the start of waves. Takarota. Takarota is another farm unit. Unlike Speedwagon, he makes more money and is only a one placement farm unit. There are more better units than Vegeta Super, though I do believe Vegeta is very new player friendly because all you need is some essences and Setsu beans, which you can get from Namek Story Mode. His evolution is pretty cheap and I would just overall recommend him. Now onto the new content added for update 0.5. I mentioned earlier about raids and how new Demon Slayer characters need to get their materials from the Demon Slayer raid. You can farm the webs you get from the raids in order to buy the evolution items you need for your units. You can also buy more trait rerolls if you are ever in need for more. I would recommend getting Tengen because he's currently the best mythical unit in my opinion. He does a lot of damage and he is also full AoE. Now, let's talk about the boss event. The boss event is basically an event to challenge players in order to get new rewards and Igris. In this event, you can gather trophies and commander tokens. These commander tokens can get you a bunch of materials like essences, chips, and trait rerolls. I would highly recommend you bring good meta evolved units for this before playing in this event. And that's it for the video. This is my first video, so let me know how I did and what I should do to improve. I know the audio might sound a bit soft, so I might bring my mic closer and make some adjustments in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more future informational guides like this. This video took me a long time to edit and script, so please show me some love by commenting what you enjoyed and what you would like to see in the next video. If there's anything I've missed out, please let me know in the comment section of the video. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.